Trying it again, Wardell. Watch your chat window.
You're listening to the new WCEG Network on WCEGTalkRadio.com. Click your live stream tab or watch us live on your smart TV on YouTube under WCEG Network. I'm Wardell Richardson, your host on WcegWood, the Hollywood of the South, for the next hour. We're your worldwide community empowerment group where we speak life into the community. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at WCEG underscore talk underscore radio. That's WCEG underscore talk underscore radio. Also at WCEG Network. That's WCEG Network. Last but not least, the topics and opinions are those of the show host and guests and not those of WCEG Network. Thank you for your continued support. I am Wardell Richardson, once again, actor, producer, director here in Atlanta. Thank you for coming back on WCEG Wood, the Hollywood of the South. Man, we had a little break because of Thanksgiving. I hope everybody ate great because I know I did. And I'm very, very happy that I have my guest to come on the show. But before I get to her, I just want to make sure I let you guys know, over the holidays, if you're sitting down chilling, you want to watch a little something on TV, I got several movies that you can watch on Amazon Prime that I'm starring in. GPS, which is a horror film, Addiction by Subtraction, which is a psychological film, Greed, which is an action film, Flesh is an action film based around human trafficking, and The 30-Day Rule, which is a romantic comedy. A lot of people have been calling me about The 30-Day Rule. It is a really, really good project. You can also watch it for free on YouTube. If you pull up The 30-Day Rule, you'll see me on the cover of the project. So also go and check out A Killing Secret, which is on Amazon Prime. A Killing Secret, I'm not starring in it, but I helped direct that movie, and it's doing amazing over in California and everywhere. So make sure you go and check these movies out. They're out right now. You can go and just sit back, relax, and enjoy and see what I've done. Please support me. I've been working hard. And I'm getting ready to launch my film company, Rain Dance Film. Producing my own film projects and everything real soon. So you don't just get ready. There's some real spicy, hot stuff coming, and I don't stop. Before I get to my guest, I have one more thing I want to say. I don't know if you all heard about what happened over in Dallas, Texas, where the guy at the restaurant, I think it was called the True Restaurant, where the guy went off on these ladies for twerking and stuff in the restaurant. I'm gonna tell you, Black people, let's get it together. Let's get it together. You do not twerk in a restaurant. I don't even care if it was a hood restaurant. I don't care if it was some restaurant, a mom and pop restaurant. I don't care what it is. You don't twerk in a restaurant, let alone stand on a man's table and twerk on his property in the restaurant. That's just even worse. And so there's been a lot. It's hit the social media, went viral. People are getting mad at the guy because he cussed at the people because he said the F word. And honestly, I don't even think it went viral had he not said the F word. But he basically told him, hey, you don't like what he's saying, because he said he made this restaurant for us Black people so that we have somewhere nice to come eat. He didn't make it as a place to twerk. So if you don't like it, guess what? You can leave. I don't need your effing money. That's pretty much what he said. So, and he didn't say it to all the people who was there, who was comfortably eating and everything, but to those females who was twerking and being loud. Now, understand, he went and talked to those women at least twice before he got to that point to where he just went off. So please, people, have some respect for your people. Have some respect for yourself. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Have some respect for yourself, ladies. Hey, if you want to twerk, do your thing. Do it on social media. Do it wherever you want to. But a restaurant where there's a whole bunch of other people sitting down eating, come on, man. That wasn't even a place for that. So people, please have some respect for yourself. and have respect for other people's property and what other people are trying to do. Okay? That's all I got to say. People may not like what I say. I may get some comments or whatever. Hey, it is what it is. This is Wardell Richardson. You can't change my opinion. It's just an opinion. But now I'm back to my guest. So, I had the honor of watching a reality show. And the reality show was To Rome for Love. So I'm sitting here looking at this TV series, and I see this woman, and she walks in, and first of all, she walks in the room and people are jealous, like right off the rip. So I'm just like, okay, she's gonna be a problem already. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, there was some problems going on, some tension going on between her and another person on the show. And I just had to get her on my show to end this year with a bang because everybody's looking for love in some kind of way. So, welcome the beautiful Ashley Marissa. What's up?
How y'all doing? Thank you for having me, Wardell. I'm super excited about tonight.
Hey, no doubt, no doubt. I had to bring you on. Before we get to Rome for Love, give everybody a little bit about your history, like where you grew up from, because I know right now you're in New Orleans. So
Yes.
let everybody know, if you're not from New Orleans, how you got to New Orleans, or a little bit of your past history.
All right. So I'm originally from a small town in Louisiana. It's called Covington, Louisiana. So I'm a small town girl, you guys, with big city dreams. Okay. So being here, like you guys, I wear many, many hats. I'm out here. I'm doing big things and I'm super excited. I'm a mom first. I have two beautiful kids. And I do like empowerment conferences. I love empowering women. That's my main ministry that I have going out here in Covington. So yeah, a lot of people don't know about Covington. So I say New Orleans, but I'm from Covington. Mm-hmm. Every now and then you'll hear a little slang that come out. But yeah, I love where I'm from. I moved around a lot. I lived in New York. I lived in Atlanta. I lived a couple places. So,
Oh, wait. You lived out here in Atlanta?
Yeah, after Hurricane Katrina, me and a few family members, I was actually dislocated from my mom and my sisters and everything. So after Hurricane Katrina, me and a few relatives moved to Atlanta.
Okay, so what made you go back to Covington? Because a lot of people came out here from Louisiana and stayed.
Yeah.
So what made you guys go back?
Man, I just love my town. I love my people. Okay. They always say you're gonna go back where you came from. So I just love my town. I love my family. I'm a very family-oriented person. So who knows? I don't know where I'll be next, but like I said, I like to move around. So Covington's my home.
All right. So when Katrina hit, you had your kids during that time?
No.
So
thank God.
You didn't have kids at the time. Okay.
I did not have any kids at that time.
Katrina.
So I was fending for myself. Yes.
All right. And because Katrina was a horrible situation, it took a while for it to rebuild and stuff. How long was it before y'all got back there from Atlanta?
Oh my gosh. So we were in Atlanta for about 7 to 8 months. Me and my cousins. I guess we found out about my mom. They were like up north somewhere, like 6 months later. It was just crazy. Like it was crazy. It was like the worst experience ever. I never want to go back there.
All right, so you go back to Covington, and you eventually have kids, and living life and everything. When and how did you get to the point to where a woman like you needs to go all the way across the country to go, almost across the world to find love? How did that happen?
Well, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry about that, you guys. So basically, I'm going to rephrase that, Wardell, because I didn't have to go all the way across the world. Okay. I chose to do that.
Okay.
It was a lifetime experience. You would be crazy to pass it up. That's just how I felt. I was single. I had been separated from my kids' dad for like almost 3 years, so it was like, why not? It's Rome, Italy, for Christ's sake. Just taking the opportunity, and I'll never forget the experience. Like I said, I didn't have to, but it was an experience, and I don't regret anything about it.
So I mean, you coming out of Covington because this is a small town. I know your people were looking at you like, what? Why? Like, so you are like not the norm from the other people in Covington. Because if I'm not mistaken, usually in small towns they don't really go nowhere. They
Oh,
kind of stay,
listen.
hang out.
My mom, she told me, she said, girl, they're gonna capture you, they're gonna take you, they're gonna have you for ransom. And my mom was terrified, all right? This is a lady that's never left Covington. You know, she never been on a plane. I think I'm more experienced. You know, I'm like a risk taker, so to speak. I love to just take risk in life. And I think that's the only way that you're gonna, you know, make it. You take risks, you know, you take chances and things like that. So this was a chance, and I was taking that chance in Rome, Italy to find love.
Okay. And what was the process in that? So because I know you didn't just submit and then they were just like, oh yeah, she got it. I mean, was there a process to that?
It was definitely a process. So I was known for, like you said, like the beauty queen. They was like, oh my gosh, she just seems like she's too perfect. I almost wasn't chose for the show. Let's just be real. They just thought that I was just too like rehearsed or something. Like even when I got there, they were like, because I speak to everybody. Coming from down south, we know everybody. So we speak to people, we hug them. Right. They were like, are you serious? Are you just putting on? Are you acting? I'm like, no, this is me. You know, so they were not used to my authentic self. They weren't used to this Southern belle, so to speak.
Right.
So with me being who I was, you know, they wasn't ready, man.
I can tell because when you walked in, you saw them looking at you like, oh man, like they just knew they was in trouble.
Well, I wouldn't say, because I'm really a sweet person, and that's where it comes from when people judge the outer person, and we do that a lot. We look at a person and we judge them by the way that they look, and you shouldn't do that, because once you get to know me, I'm goofy, you know, I'm silly, I love to have fun, I'm very outgoing, I'm compassionate, you know, so once you get to know me, you'll love me.
And is that something that's usual that happens with you? Like, the people misjudge you quite often and you get misread, and then they treat you certain kind of ways until you open up and they see how you really are?
Well, that happens sometimes, because how I am, like, you're gonna love me, you know, because I talk to everybody. So once I start talking to you, you know, I caress you, you know, and then you just fall in love, man. My worst enemies, they love me. Let's just say that.
Okay, so on the show, you definitely made friends, and you had an arch enemy. Well, she was kind of like an arch enemy. She wasn't too much of an arch enemy, but y'all bumped heads a couple times. Why do you think that happened during the show?
I think that Shay and I were very two of the more dominant people, you know, on the show. So I think we both were just fighting for attention. Her, so to speak, a little bit more. And that's just where we butted heads like constantly, you know. So I just think that's what it was. We were very, very, very dominant, two dominant women in the house.
Got you. How much of the show was real? Because, you know, when you see a lot of reality shows, a lot of people get really extra for the show. How much of the show for you, because I can't say for everybody else, but how much of the show for you was real?
Okay, I'm going to speak for myself. Let's just say, when I got on the plane, I made up in my mind, look, this is what I'm going out here for. You know, I didn't have a man, you know, I didn't have any ties back in Louisiana. So I was literally going there to find love. Like, my girl, Mercedes, she was on the show, and she was basically making fun of me. She was like, really, Ashley, you really out here falling in love with these dudes? Like, what are you doing? Like, this is play. This is not real. Like, what is wrong with you? But that's just how I am. I'm a Cancer, you know, I fall in love very easily. I love with my heart. You know, I don't like to play games, and I took it serious, you know, so everything about the show was real for me. I would say that the producers, being from New Orleans, they were like, you know, we need you to be like, you know, like talk like you're from New Orleans. I was like, I can't do that. I can't fake it. Like, you know,
but you
like
do.
It'll come out sometimes. It will. It'll come out sometimes. But they literally wanted me to be like, you know, baby, like they wanted me to talk like that. I was like, I can't do that. So that part, I feel like if I would have came on and talking like that, my people would have called me out. They would have been like, man, you don't talk like that. What's up? Like, so that part would have been fake, but the love part, me interacting with the men and things like that, all of it was real for me.
Okay. And how long were y'all out there to do this whole project? Because, you know, they had it stressed out for a few months, but you was really there for how long?
We were there for like 2.5 months. So I was away from my kids. This was the first time I was ever away from my kids that long. And being so far, you know, I had to get out of my head. Like I couldn't focus in the beginning. I was like, Jesus, you know, just ease this pressure off me, give me some relief. And that's what my prayer was every night, because God forbid if something would have happened, like that plane ride was crazy, you know? So, we were out there for 2.5 months, and I even stayed. I stayed after.
Wow. Okay. And we're going to get to that staying after. So, so on the show, you inevitably, you know, you try to date somebody that didn't go well, and then you run into the infamous Alejandro. And you took quite a liking to him. What about him made you like him more than anybody else on the show?
Well, I think with me and Ali, I think that how it happened, most of the men were, well, not even most of the men, all the men were vetted in. So all the men were interviewed. They were questioned. You know, we knew their occupation beforehand. When Ali and I met, you know, I was basically walking down the street to go get burgers.
I remember that. Yeah.
Let's be real. Like, we didn't have any cameras with us. The producer that was walking with me, she actually had to pull out her cell phone to, you know, to record everything, because it was just so authentic. Like, it was just real, you know? So I think that's why the connection was like it was. And I think our connection was stronger than any connection on the show, because it was so real. It wasn't planned.
Okay. So because I saw that part, y'all literally ran into each other out in front of, was it the hotel or something that y'all
It was our villa. It was our villa where we lived. Alejandro, I'm gonna just tell you, he seen all this chocolate. He was like, man, what is that? He was like, who is that? Seriously, no joke.
Well, and you took a liking to him, because you went back in the house and they were like, hey, you know, this happened. Cameras wasn't even around.
The show was over.
The show, you ran into this guy, and y'all was like connected through the rest of the show. From that moment on. And y'all had a real nice little chemistry and everything there. Y'all,
we did. Because the reason to go there was to find a connection. So once I found that connection, I was like so excited. Like, I was like, okay, I found my man. Y'all do what y'all gotta do. I'm good over here. You know, so it was done for me. They were still trying to introduce me to several different people. And I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I don't need nobody else. I'm good. But the other ladies, you know, they didn't get as lucky, but it was fun.
Well, I had to applaud you, because you were very outgoing and very you know, you put everything out there. It was no fear with you, and you can tell that. How do you feel about that? Because, you know, a lot of times when people get on these shows, they get timid and afraid, and they kind of hide behind the mask. But you were just like, hey, this is me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I'm just a real person. This is what you're gonna get, you know. I can only be who I am, you know. So I didn't go on the show thinking, okay, this is a reality show. Let me, you know, put my acting on. You know, that's just what it was for me. I was out there truly finding love, and that's just what it was. And I guess that's how it came off, because I get emails from people now just, you know, thanking me for, you know, sharing my story, for, you know, being so real, you know. And people can sense that. People can sense when you're being fake. People can sense when you're acting, you know, so.
And when you did this show, you put it all out there, and I guess Alejandro could tell that you were being genuine as well, because he was all in with you from the gate. So y'all definitely had that chemistry. It was shown on camera. Y'all definitely had that chemistry straight from the rip. So that was good to see. Now, after the show, did y'all continue to see each other? What happened?
Yes. So Alejandro and our connection, it stayed, you know. Alejandro actually came to Louisiana we were working toward, you know, building a relationship. He had a son in Italy. So we were trying to figure out how, you know, we would do the thing with, you know, the son coming here, or will we go to Italy? I mean, it was really, really hard. You know, we dated after the show, probably about six to 7 months after the show. The distance and everything, the time frame and everything, time zone was crazy. So we definitely tried to keep it going, but we couldn't, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, oh man, so it didn't work out. Y'all are still friends, I assume.
Yes, we are.
Okay. And how important do you think it is for you to find love? Because, you know, like I said, everyone's looking for love. You got on a reality show to go head in, dive right into it, looking for love. How important is it to you to look for love?
Well, are we speaking past tense or future tense? Because I never said I was single.
I mean, I just said, how important is it for you to find love? That's all I'm saying.
I mean, love is a strong word, you know, and for me in the beginning, it was all about, you know, me loving myself, you know, coming from my back history. I think that I was jumping into relationships too soon, not really knowing, you know, who I was and what I needed from that person. Being in, you know, previous relationships, I was hurt. So I never was able to, you know, recover from those relationships. So I had to step back. I had to find myself, regroup, and then love myself first. So it's very important, but you definitely have to think about self-love first, you know, before you try to go and start a relationship with a mate.
Right. And how was it with your people back in Covington? Well, because I know you spoke about your kid's father quite often on the show. And what you went through with him. How was that interaction when you got back?
Oh my God, his family hated me. Like seriously, they hated me to death. And I was fine with that. You know, that was me releasing myself, you know, me telling my truth. So that helped me, you know, by being on the show. So I was fine with them, you know, hating me and all that stuff. So now, you know, they can understand what I needed at that time. To tell you the truth, he and I are the best of friends. You know, I call him every day. You know, we talk every single day. And most people still think that we're, you know, fooling around because we are that close. But I think a lot of people, you know, when you have kids, you definitely need to think about, you know, that connection that these kids see you and their parents, you know, having. You definitely have to have that connection. So we have a strong connection right now.
And how does that feel to you to be that way in front of the kid? Because a lot of people don't understand. Kids see everything. Yes. And they take that all in. How important is it to you for your kids to see y'all together? You know, I mean, just connecting together that way.
It's very, very important because like with me coming from a single parent home, you know, I'd never seen my mom interact with my dad, you know, for a while. I didn't even know who my dad was, you know, let's just be honest. And I think that plays a huge part into, you know, love and seeking love and wanting to be loved because your father is supposed to show you that, right? So it's very, very important for me to have my kids to see their father and I, to interact, to get along, to have dinner together, you know, things like that. We do everything together, you know?
Wow. So he was able to forgive you for everything that happened on the show, or was he even mad about it?
Oh, he loves me. He loves me.
Oh man, why did I think you was gonna say that?
I'm telling you, everybody does.
Okay, so now that wasn't the only reality show you did, though.
Oh Lord, yes, that was not the only reality show I did. So Nilo and we did Atlanta Plastic. So I was in Atlanta for some time. Dr. Alicia McKnight Barron did my procedure. I was just very insecure, very unhappy with myself. Before having kids, I was very, very small. So having the babies, you know, I had stretch marks. My skin was just hanging all over the place, my stomach. So I went and I had a mommy makeover on TV. And like I said, I would tell any woman, you it's the best thing that since sliced bread. I'm telling you, it makes you feel, it just makes you feel more confident. I needed that. I needed that confidence, and doing that surgery, like I said, I wouldn't take anything back from it. And it just helped me boost that confidence. And the kid's dad, I'll just speak about him just briefly. He's an ex-NFL player. So, everyone knew him, all these beautiful women. So I almost had to compete with these women, So I had to get my body in a competing standpoint, I had to look the part. But mostly, you guys, it was for me. I did it for myself because, like, at times I wouldn't want to have, be intimate with him. I wouldn't want to do anything because I wasn't happy with the way I looked,
Right. And I think it's important for a person to feel good about themselves. I say that to women all the time. They're like, how you feel about such and such? I'm just like, hey, if it makes you feel good about yourself, go for it.
That's what it's about. It's not about anybody else. Mm-hmm.
Right. So was that, so since you did the plastic surgery one before you did the other one?
Yes.
Now, was that push that said, man, I like doing this reality stuff, I may do another one? Or
well, I wouldn't say that reality would be my go-to. Reality TV is very tricky. So with the things that we did in Rome, I'm gonna just say, like, because it was 2 different reality shows. So the first show was mostly like, this is your story, we're gonna give you this makeover. The second show was everybody wanted to see, like a fight, or they wanted these Black women to strangle each other, so it was like, so that was a different type of reality show. So reality shows are very, very tricky. I'm not saying that I wouldn't go down that path again, but right now where I'm at today, I'm more focused on empowering women, mostly Black women right now. I definitely wouldn't take a toll on a reality show that's, belittling or, making bad women, look bad. Right.
And because of that, you are where you are today, because you're doing a lot of amazing things. You're an entrepreneur, you have a storefront, right?
Yes. So my family and I, we lived in North Dakota. So we lived in North Dakota, 2014. I started an online boutique, Ravish Boutique. And I've been pushing this thing since 2014. Recently, I just had to take the chance. Like I said, you have to take chances in life or you'll never know, right? So I was offered this opportunity to have a storefront, and it's located in Covington, and I love it. I love doing it. It's a boutique. I do candles, clothing, accessories. And when people come into the door, it just makes me feel good that, they're happy within themselves. They look good, it's just, and girls, they just love to talk. So women are coming here and just be like, girl, just trying to vent, like almost like girl talk. So I just love it. I call it my fun job.
And you also do parties and stuff there too, right?
Yes. So I host events. Okay. Sorry about that. So I host events. Yes. So I'm the type of person, if I see something, if I think it, I'll just do it. Right. So I went to this painting party and these people were painting and sipping on wine. I was like, hey, why not? So I host parties that's called Cocktails and Canvases. People come in. I actually draw their canvas for them, and they come in and they paint. They bring their drinks. Men can do it too. It's really, really fun. Painting is therapy. I think it's therapeutic, and it's relaxing, and I just love it.
So with all this, with all this stuff you got going on, so you have the storefront, you kind of became a little celebrity doing the reality show. You got a fan base, people contacting you, wanting to know what's going on with you and everything. How do you have time to fit in a love life?
Well, I'm a multitasker, baby. Let me tell you.
See, that's where that New Orleans just came in, baby. I heard it just then.
You heard it? But yeah, I'm not seeking a partner. It will come. I think that's where we mess up. We seek love. We go out there finding love, and then that's where we go wrong, because you know, you never know what you're going to get when you're out there looking. You know, I'm preparing myself. And I don't know why you keep saying I ain't got no partner, man. Like I'm dating. I'm out here. I'm dating.
I didn't say you didn't
okay?
have a partner. I'm just asking questions. These are questions that people want to know. So, so, so you say you're dating. You know, you handling your business, you're doing your thing. And you said recently that you don't know, you may go do another reality show if it came on. Have you thought about doing any acting or getting into film or anything?
Well, I did little girls trip. I was on girls trip. I was on a few little shows and TV shows, whatnot. But I love it. I love the camera. Like I said, I love entertaining. I love people. So I think being in front of a camera is definitely the way I'm going. To believe it or not, I want my own like talk show. You know, I want to have my own talk show. So that's the goal. Like I said, I don't know if it's a reality show per se, but I want my own talk show, man. Like uplifting, empowering, influencing,
I can see you doing that. That's interesting. I can see you doing that. You have a great voice for that. So what is it during the time you were doing the reality shows and your businesses, what has been the most difficult challenge for you?
Man, not saying that it's difficult, but being a single parent, it's really, really hard. I try to juggle, I try to wear so many hats, It's just really, really hard. A lot of people that don't have kids, they would never understand, what a single mom has to do. I will get off from one job, my part-time job, my not so fun job, and have to get home, help with homework, cook, still doing other things like promoting, posting, so these are things that I have to constantly, keep in mind. My kids need me, but it is difficult at times being a single parent.
Wow, and I know how that feels because I have my daughter, and my daughter, whoo, she's a handful. She's a little daddy girl. She wants to be around daddy all the time, so I get it,
Right.
And as a parent, you want to be there for them. You want to be nurturing to them. You want to provide for them. You want to answer every question, so I get it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's why I do the things that I do. That's why I grind so hard. That's why I have multiple streams of income, simply because I didn't have everything that I wanted as a kid, so I go above and beyond to make sure, that my kids have these things. My kids are, in private schools. That's not cheap, so mama gotta be out here hustling, man.
Right. And how old are your kids?
My son's 13 and my daughter, she'll be 10 in a couple weeks.
Okay, and so they're pretty much at an age where they can kind of understand and start to get an idea of what's going on. And have they watched your shows, or have they seen anything that you've done?
Well, Ashton and Nyla actually was on the first show. I thought that it would only be right because they were the reason I had to get a makeover. So yes, they were on the plastic surgery show, and they did not go to Rome, Italy. They did see the show. They were super excited for mommy, but they did see the show, and I think that was always set in the back of my mind as well. With the reality world, you never want to do something that your kids will see, and you have to be embarrassed about. So that was always in the back of my mind. I'm raising a daughter, I can't go out there doing crazy stuff and my daughters see me, so that was always in the back of my mind.
Yeah, that's why I asked you that question, because I know in particular your daughter or your son, especially if your son, he's a protective mommy,
oh my gosh,
protect mommy type of guy, if that's his persona, because most young boys around that age are very protective of their moms.
Yes.
So I was wondering what his thought was about you, and because at some point, did they meet Alejandra?
Yes, they did. And I am very, 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 very picky about who meets my kids. I don't just introduce anyone. But y'all, like, seriously, I thought I was in love. Like, I thought this was it. I swear. So yeah, I introduced the kids to Alejandro. They liked Alejandro. And Alejandro's very respectful. Like, his culture and everything, he believed in God. So I didn't really think that it was like a harsh thing. I would say that I moved a little too quick with introducing them. I don't regret it, but you know, I probably should have waited a little longer because now he's not here. You know, like you never want to introduce, you know, people to your kids and then they're poof, you know, gone. But Alejandro and I are still, you know, we're still cool.
Well, see, that's the hard part about being a single parent.
Yes.
Because you don't know what the future holds.
Right.
And you have this, you know, idea of this could work. We can make this thing work. And then when you bring the kids in it, you know, you trying to do everything the right way, but there's no book on this. You know, there's no, you don't know which way your life is going to go. You don't know what toll is going to be taken with the opposite person or not. You know, it's hard being a single parent and trying to date and build a business and try to build this empire that you're trying to build. It's very difficult. Trust me, I know.
It's the hardest thing I ever had to do. Like, no lie. It's the hardest thing. But I will say this, my kids see me. You know, they see everything I do. I would say that my son, I host empowerment conferences. I host things where I encourage people. And my son just came out of the blue not too long ago and was like, Mom, you know, I want to do the second chance basketball, you know, tournament to empower the youth that's in my community, that they don't have to go out and sell drugs. So the things that I'm doing, I see my kids, you know, and it's reflecting and it's, you know, helping them. They see mommy and they want to follow my footsteps. So I'm on the right track. You know, I just can't give up. You know, I have to just keep pushing.
Right. And that's what's important, you know, for them to see what you got going on. And like I said, they're at that age where they understand everything. And, you know, it's a beautiful thing when they can kind of get where you're going and get what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
But, you know, I got a little one. My daughter's 4, so, you know, she just don't get anything.
She's still
right
watching.
Now.
At 4, they still watching.
Oh, yeah, they are. Because she don't care about nothing. She's like, look, I want daddy. That's it.
That's funny.
It's nothing else matters. Nothing.
That's so funny.
So what is next for you? You know, you're doing, you got your store, you got, you know, you're doing reality shows, you're fame, you know, getting that fame and that attention. Now, is that something, because most people don't look for fame and attention. It just happens along with whatever you're trying to do.
Exactly.
But what's next for you? What's your next obstacle?
Well, my best friend, well, she's not my best friend, but one of my close friends, she's like, look, girl, I need to see you on Dancing with the Stars. Like she's like, you need to be like Dancing with the Stars, because that's one of my God-given talents. Like I love to dance. I love to sing.
Really?
I do all things, you guys. So who knows, you know, I've been auditioning for a few things. So you never really know what's next, you know, but I am definitely praying that whatever it is, you know, I don't have to go a million miles away, because like I said, going to Rome, Italy for that long was just so crazy. So whatever path God is going to put me on, I just pray that my kids can definitely be, you know, near, you know.
Got you. And so are you looking in more reality or film, TV?
Both. Like I said, I'm not turning anything down. If the price is right, you know, the energy is right, you know, that all goes in part of it, you know, because I'm a character. So y'all gonna get your money's worth. I'm just saying, they're definitely gonna get their money's worth. But it just everything has to add up. And like I said, I'm praying about it. I'm not just gonna, you know, jump forward and make any sudden moves, because whatever it is, it's gonna be the right move this time. Because the last show, you know, with everything, you don't want to get on and continue to do like reality shows and they fall through. So whatever the next move is, it'll be the right move.
Well, you know, my thing is, you know, I've been asked to do reality show. I just can't do it. But
what do you have against reality shows?
Well, the thing that I don't like is, you know, in most contracts, you know, you really don't have no rights. So they can make you any kind of way that they want to make you.
This is true.
So if they want to make you a bad person, they will make you to work. They will chop that thing up and make you look like you said some crazy stuff and everybody's hating you. I've seen it a million times.
Well, you know what? It's funny that you say that, because it's so true. And being on the show, that was the hardest part for me, because they made me seem like I was a villain in the beginning. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, not me. Like I was getting all these trolls that was like coming, to my inbox saying all this nasty stuff, and I couldn't handle it. I was like, oh my God, like I had to get some tough skin. Like I had to toughen up real quick because these people are mean, so that part of the reality TV, they'll chop it up. You're right. They'll make it seem like you're this villain when you're really not, because I was a mean girl at the beginning. Like I was a bully, let the truth be told. Like did you see that part? Did you see that I was a bully?
Yeah.
You seen that I was a bully?
Hold on. I didn't think you was a bully. I think that they felt like you was a bully because you kind of outshined the rest of them.
And I stood up for myself.
Yeah, you did. You stood up for yourself through you definitely did. But they act as if you was a bully from the gate. From the moment you walked through the door. They like just felt like girl. Right. Because one of the girls said, here she comes, the model. Like
yeah.
And you knew right off the bat where their head went. Yeah. Why do you think women jump to that when they see a beautiful woman? And it's usually women who have a problem with other women.
I don't know
do you think that's an issue?
I really don't know. And I'm still trying to understand that. And I think that's why I want to empower and inspire women, because for some odd reason, like our race is going against our race, So it's like we need to, respect each other. We need to love on each other more, because you see all these other different races and they're they're making millions, they're sticking together. They're doing what they have to do to build an empire. I don't know why women do that. I have no clue, but I really don't do that. Like I love women, I'll give a compliment all day, to a woman. And it really, really makes, women feel good when you get a compliment, but I don't know. I really don't know. I pray that one day we can get past it, but it's with men too. It's just our race, man. I have no idea. So that's why I say, that's why I want to empower and inspire and show women how to do things different.
Right. And I think that's very important. We need more people like that to do more of that, because it's not a lot of people that empowering us anymore. We've had the Martin Luther Kings and the Malcolm X's and different things, but we don't have nobody right now that I can think of that stands out and that's fighting for us to just become one and support each other and help provide for each other and be there for each other. It just don't seem to happen. But if we had more of us doing that, can you imagine how more powerful we could be?
I pray. That is like my prayer every night. I'm telling you, like, seriously, like, I think about that all the time, because coming from a small town, we get a lot of competition, especially after this COVID. Everybody want to open a boutique. Everybody want to do hair. Everybody want to sell clothes, So it's like a competition. Everybody's competing against everybody. And I'm like, look, it's enough money for us all. It's not about competing. It's about, like, if I know something, I'm gonna tell you so you can know it too, we can grow together. But a lot of people don't think like that. And I think that's where I step in and I'm like, look, let's come together. Let's do this together type thing.
Gotcha. Right. And that is so important. So I look forward to seeing you do that. You saying you're gonna be traveling, empowering. I want to see more of that. I will support you on that and repost it and everything. So,
definitely.
I think that's very important to do. Now, what is something that, when it comes to love, because you looking for love, and all that, and all.
Why do you keep saying I'm looking for love?
Because you went to Rome looking for love. That's what you did. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to shy away from? You went to Rome looking for love. So, how different are they from American Men? Because when I saw the show, I'm just like, what, they just about the same? There's not much difference.
It was the hype. I'm telling you, it was the hype. It wasn't no different. I will say this, no one's the same. No one person is the same. Everybody's different, right?
Right.
So you're going to be different from the next man. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think as a whole, the Italian man was totally different from every person in Covington, Louisiana, every man I've ever dated. You know,
Right.
everybody's different, you know, different strokes for different folks type thing. I will say Alejandro was more attentive. I would say
Gotcha.
that, you know, they paid more attention, and being a woman, women love that. They love when a man is paying attention. So I'm gonna need y'all to focus, okay? So that's what women like, you know, being attentive. So like I said, one person's the same, you know, everybody's different. So
Right.
just be attentive,
Well,
that's all.
was Italy, and was it a romantic place like everybody fantasize it is? Because
Yes.
whenever you think of Italy, I always think of the guy on the boat with the stick that's pushing people down the water and singing a song or playing the ukulele or something. And how was it, that experience for you being in Italy?
It was very romantic. Like the scenery was breathtaking. You know, like I said, I'll never forget, you know, the experience. I think for me, the accents, like I have this thing about accents. I think the accents turned me on even more. You know, it just added on to the ambiance of it all, you know, and a little wine, Prosecco to say the least. You know, because they're always drinking, man. Like, and these people live so carefree, you know. I think here in the States, you know, we're always rushing. We're always, you know, trying to get to the next place. It's always, these people were like just so relaxed and so chill, you know. So it was just a wonderful experience.
That's one thing I did notice. They were very relaxed.
Yeah.
And chill. And a lot of them had a lot going for themselves. I think there was a politician guy that was on this show. Yeah. See, you remember all the names.
I mean, that's just me. You know, I believe in connections, baby. Because look, I still talk to Leo. It's about connections, right? Like no one that I met or no one that I'll ever meet, you know, you never know who you're gonna meet, you know. So I never want to leave a bad taste in anyone's mouth about Ashley Marissa. Let's just be real. So I just take those connections and I just keep in contact. I mean, it don't hurt to check on a person every now and then. And, you know, sometimes they check on me, you know, and that's what it's about. Living life to the fullest, making connections, experiencing life and living.
All right. That's a beautiful thing. So for the people who are watching you right now on social media, what you mean while I'm laughing? I didn't even say what I was going to say yet. I just want you to let people know how they can reach you and stuff, because, and you're going to get this again, but I've been seeing that people have been wanting to know how they can contact you on social media.
Okay, so my IG is Ashley Marissa 84. I am on Facebook, Ashley Russell, and you can contact me on Twitter, Ashley Marissa 84, or you can email me, ashleymarissa00_@
All right. Now that you had it out, you're going to give it out again. You also have been pretty busy on YouTube. So you do your little YouTube shows and you touch on sexuality a lot.
Oh, Lord.
I had to bring it up. Now, this is a PG show, but so we're not going to get too deep into it, but you touch on sexuality a lot. How important to you is the connection sexually with the person?
I mean, if you're not attracted to the person or you're not sexually connected to a person, you know, what are you really doing, right? You have to be somewhat attracted to the person. So yeah, I do a YouTube channel. It's called Chopping It Up with Ashley Marissa. And every day we have something different, y'all. I don't log on every single day, but Mondays, you're going to get motivational Mondays. Tuesday, I'm cooking. But on Fridays, y'all, it's Frisky Fridays. And I'm why you laugh?
Because I think about some of the stuff you talk about.
Friday, okay? It goes down on a Friday with Chopping It Up with Ashley Marissa. And I have on my little lingerie, you know, because I want women to know, you know, you don't wear lingerie for the man, you wear lingerie for yourself. Because I know when I put lingerie on, it just makes me feel good. So these conversations that I have,
Okay, go ahead.
These conversations that I have is just conversations with, that I'm openly comfortable with. And I think a lot of us are not comfortable with talking about sex. We're not open to those things because, the world makes it seem like it's bad. So you definitely have to be sexually attracted to your mate. Or, I mean, what do you have? Because that's a huge part. Because the man, hold up, wait. Because a man definitely needs that part, right?
Yeah, and for a man and some women, but men
no,
mostly.
a lot of women. But I'm saying that's one thing that y'all really need.
Okay, so but isn't it true that some people are attracted to money? Some people are attracted to power. They don't even necessarily have it. I know women that are with the oldest men that can barely move. It's nothing about the sex, obviously, or the attraction.
Well,
all about the money.
That ain't this shit. That ain't this shit. Because look, I can get my own money. I got my own power, baby. So look, I'm just saying, it's not about that with me. Let them speak for themselves.
Hey, I'm just saying, but isn't that possible for people to be attracted to that? Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Some people, whatever floats your boat.
That's not your boat, though. You're on a
It's
whole
just not
boat.
my boat. It's just not mine.
But I do like the fact that you're so open about sexuality on the show, because you're right. A lot of people don't talk about it.
Oh my God.
And yeah, they don't talk about it. They're afraid to talk about it, and it's such a part of life that people are always thinking about or wondering about and or confused about, and they never talk about it.
I don't know if you've seen the part where I came out in like lingerie and I had a whip, right? Did you see that part?
I saw that one.
Oh my God. It was like pulling teeth. It was like pulling teeth from these women because they was like, oh my God, like she has lingerie, like she has a whip. Like they were just like, like, just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But I think because I'm so comfortable with who I am sexually, it was nothing for me to put on a lingerie and then like come out. Like I wasn't nude, but yeah, it was like I did something so bad,
But I mean, sometimes that type of controversy is good controversy because you want people to say something so that you can say something back about, who you are. And that's why empowerment in what you're wanting to do is so important because, women, especially my Black women, man, y'all some beautiful, lovely ladies. Like I love my Black women. I just love Black women. It is what it is,
And I believe it too. I believe it.
I love Black women. So, and I think, because, and it's been talked about a lot that how bad Black women have been treated and, the disrespect. And that's why when we started the show, I had to talk about that situation in Dallas because a woman, respect starts with yourself and it starts with the people around you.
Right.
And no one is going to respect you if you don't respect yourself first.
That's it.
So if people seeing you on this table twerking in a restaurant that's supposed to be for eating and a beautiful place to dine or whatnot, and this man is trying to make a way for Black people, how can you disrespect it? You know what I mean?
I would just say that some people do it to seek attention, maybe the wrong attention. That was totally like the wrong attention. I have no idea what was going through their minds. I definitely start to think, like, was alcohol involved? Like, were they intoxicated? Like, what were you thinking at that time? Because I can't see myself going to a restaurant and, doing something like that, So I don't know. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah. It's just a sad situation. I see the same thing on Instagram, or Facebook. I see women doing the most, and then next thing you know, they're talking about stay out my DMs with that craziness. You know, I demand respect. You know, you gonna respect me. I'm like, you don't even respect yourself.
Yeah.
How you gonna demand respect from somebody if you don't respect yourself? It just puzzles me how people come up with that conclusion.
It's definitely mind blowing. Like you said, you definitely have to respect yourself, because people, they only go far as you let them go, you know?
Right.
So I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'll get a DM here and there, you know, somebody saying some crazy stuff. But, you know, once you stop it right then and there, you know, like, you're not gonna talk to me that type of way, then that's when it stops. So some people, you know, they like it. Some people want that attention, you know. Different strokes for different folks, man. Like,
hey, you know,
they are who they are. We can't change the world, Wardell. We can't change the world.
We can't. We can't.
We can try.
We got 3 minutes left on this show, and I can sit here and talk to you forever. But if you can give one piece of advice to your listeners, what would that be?
I would definitely say live life to the fullest. Just recently, you guys, I had several people that just passed away, you know. Live life with no regrets, live life to the fullest, you know, to your most highest potential, you know, hold nothing back, you know, reach for the stars, follow your dreams. I'm telling you, I'm a motivational speaker. I just love it when people do everything they set themselves out to do. Reach for write your goals down, you know, write everything down, make it clear, you know. That's what I would say to them. Hold nothing back.
Right. And I agree with you. You gotta live life to the fullest, man. You live this life one time, you know, enjoy every moment. You know, get away from all the fighting, anything that causes you depression, anything that causes you frustration, get rid of it.
Get away from it.
Even if it's a person. Get rid of. You gotta learn how to take control of your life. I hear people say all the time, you know, that, you know, they're frustrated, they're miserable, you know. Well, what can you do to change it? You are in control of your life.
I was just about to say, you took it out of my mouth. You're in control of your energy. You know, you only allow, you know, the energy that you want into your space. This is your space, you know. You're in control of how your day goes.
Amen to that. And on that note, I want you to let everybody know again how they can contact you.
All right, y'all. My Instagram IG is Ashley Marissa 84. You can follow me on Facebook at Ashley Russell. I'm on Twitter, Ashley Marissa 84, and my YouTube, Chopping It Up with Ashley Marissa. Y'all check it out.
And let them know how they can come and see you at your store, you know, and buy clothes and all that kind of stuff. You know
so Ravage Boutique, you guys, if y'all are ever in Covington, Louisiana, small town down here, I'm at 501 North Bayard. That's in Covington, Louisiana. Definitely come check us out. We have candles, accessories, beautiful clothing. Come and check us out.
And how far is that from New Orleans?
It's about 45-minute drive across the bridge.
Okay. So people, even if you're in New Orleans, you know, and you're just going to visit, you know, before you get on that cruise and you go a day early and you're trying to go somewhere and get some shopping in for your cruise or whatnot, want to look cute ladies, you know, and all that, go check out Ashley Marissa at Ravage Boutique. And what's the address?
501 North Bayard in Covington, Louisiana.
And there it is. Ashley, thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, this was awesome. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. See, I was gonna get deep in, but I like, nah, I'm gonna let her, I'm gonna relax, you know.
You gonna let me slide? You gonna let me slide?
I'm gonna let you slide. But I enjoyed you. Thank you for taking the time out to come on the show. My name is Wardell Richardson, actor, producer, director here in Atlanta. You have been listening to WCEG the Hollywood of the South. Make sure you go and follow us on social media under WCEG_talk_radio and WCEG Network. And if you did not see this show, if you missed it for any reason, it will be reposted on Facebook, and you can go see it on YouTube under WCEG Network. My name is Wardell Richardson. Ashley Marissa, Thank you for being a part. And we will be seeing you again. I will be seeing you again January 14th, 2021.
Hey.
Happy New Year's to everyone and Merry Christmas, because I won't see you again till next year.
Peace.
So, love and peace and happiness. See ya.